Hello shiny stackers and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Now you may have noticed that I've recently put a video up on my channel showing my entire collection of commemorative coins. Now whilst filming that video it gave me an opportunity to get my 50p album out for the first time in a little while. It's been sat in my drawer unopened and hasn't really moved on in a few months since I purchased the Rosalind Franklin coin. Now, filming that video really did give me a kick up the bum and made me think, you know what, I need to really start trying to get a few more of these coins in the album because I have given myself the target of trying to get the entire album full by the end of this year. So with that being the case, and you may have remembered in the video that I mentioned that I purchased a few of the coins being the dinosaur series and I was waiting for them to be received. Now I've also purchased a few other coins. So we're going to start off with the 2020 snowman coin, which was designed by Robin Shaw. And as you can see right there, it shows a snowman embracing a young boy with a snowy sky in the background. It's got the Jodie Clark depiction of Queen Elizabeth right there. And as you can see, we've got a legend that says Elizabeth II, DG Reg, FD, 50 pence, 2020. So without any further delay, that's going to be the first coin that we pop into the album today. So I'll just pop that in there like that. We'll carry on with the snowman coins because I do have a couple more of those ones. The next one is this one right here, and this is the 2020 snowman. And as you can see, we've got the snowman receiving a little bit of maintenance by the young boy. It looks like he's putting the mouth on the snowman right there. We've got a little bit of a grassy knoll and once again a snowy background in the sky. If we look at the obverse of the coin, we once again have the Jodie Clark depiction of Queen Elizabeth II, and the only difference with legend is that the date shows 2021 instead of 2020. So without any further delay, we'll pop that in the album. Now I'm going to have to pop these next couple in the space slots right there because for some reason there doesn't seem to be a spot in the album for the 2021 and the 2022 snowmen. I'm not sure why that is, but luckily we do have a few extra spots, so I will be putting them ones in there just to keep hold of them. The snowman series going forward, I intend to get the Strike Your Own every year. Last year for 2023, my good friend CoinNoob71 from over on TikTok sent me a Strike Your Own snowman. So I thought, you know what, going forward, I'm going to try and get up to the Royal every Christmas to see if I can carry on that series as a Strike Your Own. But up to 2022, we're going to pop them in the album because that's pretty much when the album ends. As you can see, the last coin that's actually noted in the album is the 2022 50 Years of Pride. And once I've filled this album, all the 50p's going forward, I'm going to be collecting in bunk packs from the Royal Mint. The reason for that is I love these albums. They do have one drawback, which is they go out of date every single year. They're only published up to a certain date. As I say, this one ended in 2023. I think it's the 2023 album, if I'm correct. Yes, 1997 to 2023. So to save me having to buy a brand new album every single year, as I say, my plan is to collect the coins of the album up until 2023, and then all the coins 2023 onwards, I will be purchasing the bunk packs. But with that being the case, the next coin we've got is the 2022 snowman, and this time he's giving a little hug to a dog. And once again, we have a forest scene and a snowy sky in the background. Looking at the obverse, once again, it's the Jodie Clark depiction of Queen Elizabeth. And once again, the only difference here is the 2022 date on the coin. So we'll pop that one in the album right there. And that does leave us one more space slot in case there's any other coins that I need to put on the album. Going forward, we're going to move on to the 2020 Mary Annie's collection. Now, I picked these up in the change checker cards, but I am going to liberate them from the card because, as I say, I do want them in the album, and I want to have this album fully completed as soon as I possibly can do. So if you just bear with me one moment, I'm just going to get this card open. Now, these are quite difficult to get the coins out of. They are made very well, but with a little bit of cutting, here we go. So the first coin we have right here is the 2020 Megalosaurus as designed by artist Robert Nichols. And as you can see, you've got a specimen of the Megalosaurus as the main design of the coin. We've got the name at the top and Buckland 1824 at the bottom. If we look at the obverse, once again, we have pretty much the same as the other ones. It's the Jodie Clark depiction of Queen Elizabeth with the date of 2020. The next two coins are going to have exactly the same obverse as this one, so we won't be looking at those ones just to save a little bit of time on the video. But we'll get that popped in the album right there. Okay, so as we can see on the album, the next one is the Heliosaur, and once again I have that in the change checker card. I will be once again liberating it from the card just so we can get it in the album, but here we go. I think I've pretty much got it out of its little pack, and can have a good look at the coin right there. And as I say, this is the 2020 Heliosaurus with a specimen as the main design and Mantel 1833 at the bottom. As I said before, it's got exactly the same obverse as the previous coin, so we're not going to be looking at that. We'll just pop him straight into the album. There we go. I think, yeah, he's in there. Brilliant. Okay, so to finalize the 2020 series of dinosaur coins, we have the Iguanodon. So I'll once again take that out of the change checker card, and there we go. We have Iguanodon at the top. The main design is a specimen of Iguanodon, and at the bottom we have Mantle 1825. So we'll pop that in the album right there. And that means we can now move on to the 2021 series of Mary Anning coins, which is the Plesiosaur, the Temnodontosaurus, and the Dimorphodon. So we'll pop them in the same order as they appear in the album, which means we're going to start off with the Plesiosaur. And there we go, that is the 2021 Mary Anning Plesiosaur, which is a lovely little coin. I am a fan of these dinosaur series. They're one of my favourite series. They are definitely a series that I would look to collect, even if I wasn't looking to complete the entire collection of 50p's. There are a few 50p's that I'm only buying purely because I'm looking to complete the album. They are mainly the Winnie the Pooh coins. They're not really my cup of tea. I had the opportunity to buy them when they first came out towards the end of 2021, etc. At that time, I was only looking to complete the set of circulating coins, so I didn't bother buying them at the time, which I kind of regret now because I've changed my mind and I'm looking to get the entire full collection. But with that being the case, we'll move on. And the next one is possibly the hardest one to say, and that's the Temnodontosaurus right there, which looks a little bit like a dolphin, doesn't it? I wonder if that's an ancestor of a dolphin. I'm not really sure myself, but again at the bottom we have Mary Anning 1811, and exactly the same obverse on all these three coins, pretty much the same as the 2020. It's just got 2021 at the top instead there. So we'll pop that one in right there. And that leads us on to the last of the 2021 collection, which is the Dimorphodon. And once again, we've got Mary Anning's 1828 at the bottom. Again, it's got this exact same obverse as the previous coin, so we're not going to waste time looking at that. We'll get it straight into the album. There we go. Okay, so I just have one more coin to pop in. I've had this coin for a little while, but I've not yet had a chance to pop it in the album, and that's the 2019 Peter Rabbit. So without any further delay, we shall liberate him from the change checker card and get him in the album. But right here we've got Peter Rabbit stood up with Peter Rabbit across the top of the coin. At the back we've got the 2019 obverse for the Jodie Clark Queen Elizabeth II, and it's got pretty much exactly the same. Once again, the only difference is the date, so we won't go into too much detail about that. These coins were a little bit different to the previous Peter Rabbit collections, because between 2016 and 2018 they were done as a full set with other characters from the stories, but in 2019 and 2020 they actually only produced one Peter Rabbit coin. There's no others in the series, and they weren't made for circulation. All the other coins going up to 2018 were circulating coins and were a lot easier to get your hands on, which makes the 2019 and the 2020 Peter Rabbits a little bit harder to get hold of, and also they do carry a bit more of a premium to them. The 2019 is the second most valuable, and the 2020 is the most valuable. I've not looked at the price in a little while, but the last time I checked a few months ago, the 2019 was going for around £25 and the 2020 was selling for about £50. So they do have quite a bit of value to them. As you can see, it's this one right here is 50 times its face value. But with that being the case, we'll pop him right there in the album, and that is all the coins I've got to pop in for today. So as you can see, that's moved us on quite a bit actually. We've still got the 2018 Snowman, the 2019 Buffalo, the 2019 Wallace and Gromit, the 2019 Snowman, which really annoys me because I've already got that one once and it must have been accidentally spent with my change. So yes, I've got to re-get the 2019 coin, and going forward, as soon as they turn up, I'm going to be popping them in the album just so I don't accidentally spend any of the other coins. I actually had to re-buy the 2019 for the same reason. I'm not sure where that went either. So yeah, moving on. On this album, we've got the 2020 Peter Rabbit yet to get. We've got the 2020 Team GB. We've got all the Winnie the Pooh series yet to get. There's the 2021 John Logie Bird, Advancements in Science. There's the 2021 50th anniversary of Decimal Day. Then there's the Charles Babbage, as I say, the rest of the Winnie the Pooh series, the 100 Years of Insulin, the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games, and finally the 2022 Eeyore from the Winnie the Pooh. As you can see, it's definitely moving on, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to stay on track and get this album finished by the end of the year, which will be absolutely fantastic, because as soon as I've got this album finished, I then have every single commemorative 50p that's ever been issued. I already have the 3 of the old size 50p's, the large size ones, and I've got every single 50p that was issued after this album in bunk packs. So as I say, all I've got to do is get those few more coins, and as soon as I've done that, I've finally been able to get myself every single commemorative 50p ever to be issued by the Royal Mint. But that's about all I've got time for today. I hope you've had fun watching me pop those few coins into the album. If so, definitely let me know in the comments, and also let me know which is your favourite type of coins I've popped in today. Is it one of the dinosaurs or is it one of the snowmen? I think for me it's probably going to be the Megalosaurus. It's the I've always been a bit of a fan of dinosaurs. I was a very young kid when Jurassic Park came out on the TV, and I was a big fan of dinosaurs before that, but I can definitely remember as a child, all I wanted to do when I grew up was to be a paleontologist like Alan Grant from the Jurassic Park film. But yeah, that's been a lot of fun for me today. As I say, I hope you've had a lot of fun too, but I have definitely rabbled on for long enough now, so I am going to leave you all by saying, in the usual fashion, until next time, look after each other, keep stacking, take care, and goodbye.